Chord system. All right, hi guys. Welcome back to Monsters of the Mic. This is episode
Hello.
7. We're excited to be back. We took a couple weeks off. We got some couple of things we want to discuss today. So excited to be back. Before we go into our topics, I forgot I want to touch on this. Just a second, a smidge of our time, right? How about them Chicago Cubs?
Oh, the last 10 games. Dude, they've been on fire.
Right?
Yeah.
I gotta give them some credit. I know we're talking about mostly Bear stuff today, but I gotta get 15 games above 500, 4 games above the Cardinals, and a day off today. The beginning of June is sweet, sweet music to my ears, man.
Yeah. We did two of the series we swept, so that was nice.
Right. And I gotta apologize. I was too hard on the bullpen, and they have the best ERA the last like 3 weeks.
Mm.
They have like a 5.4 ERA, so I have to
What
apologize
about the
to the grumpy old man.
what about the starting pitching too, man? Because they've been doing this without Imanaga
Dude,
and
that is
and
true.
Steele.
They've come up so clutch, right? And I think, and as much as I also talk crap about Ben Brown, he's had two consistent, outings, right? James
Hmm.
Tyone has had solid 5 outings too. So I'll bite my tongue on this one. I was a little hypercritical on the pitching staff, and I guess they proved me wrong. All right, they proved me wrong. I
So
will.
far,
So
let's yeah.
yeah.
The month of May was really good, so let's just
And
hope
usually
they
they
could
go
keep it
into
up.
usually sometimes right the trend for them is they go on in the month of May they go on a slump and they don't hit. That's just happened a lot lately. So the fact they were putting up runs and they got through that red series at the end of this, at Wrigley, and to go, win another series going into the Capitol this next series, I'm very very happy with that. So
Yep.
I will admit I will admit when I'm wrong. When I'm
It's
wrong.
been good so far, so
Yes.
hoping for
Cool.
the best. Yeah.
Right, right, right. So the first topic we start today is that it's a continuation of something we did last episode, which is doing our AFC division predictions. I think we covered some of the NFC last week. So Mondo, I'll start off with you. We'll start off, I guess, with the AFC East.
East.
Yeah.
Here, let's start with the West
You want to
because
start with the
I,
West? Bet. All right,
yeah,
cool.
that was the one I had already. All right. Yeah. I got the Chargers winning that division.
What?
Yeah, yeah. And look, I
Mm.
was I was gonna
Mm.
pick the Chiefs, but and I know like you're not supposed to pick against Chiefs, whatever, but I just feel like they've had too many things go against them. Like they lost Joe Tooney. They're getting Rashi Rice back, but he's coming back off an injury.
Fair,
Um,
fair,
Mahomes didn't look that great his last game, which was the Super Bowl.
fair.
Um, I don't know, man. It just feels like that year, all the great teams, all the great dynasties have like a down year, a down couple of years, and it
Sure.
feels like it's now, right?
Okay.
Kelsey's a little older, like it just seems like it's kind of all coming to that moment.
Okay.
Um, and also I like what the Chargers did, man. They got they got Ladd McConkey on his second year. Um, is it Marion Hampton? Am I getting the name right?
I think so.
Running back off, I think, uh, North Carolina, I believe.
Oh yeah, the running back. I think the Bears also brought him in, right,
Yeah,
for an interview as well.
yeah. They drafted him, so that's an upgrade over J.K. Dobbins because of the injury thing. Um, O-line, you could bet it's going to be really good this year. They
Sure,
were really good last year.
fair enough, fair enough.
Justin Herbert, second year in the system. Like everything's kind of like on the up for them. So I think they'll take the step forward and win the division. They were in the wild card,
Yeah.
so
Well, they had
uh,
three teams. That division had 3 teams that made it last year.
yeah.
So you have Chargers one. Then who do you have two?
I have Broncos too.
Okay,
Same same thing because of Peyton's second year,
sure.
and then Bo Nix as well, second year in the system. Like I like what they've done to build their team. Defensively, they're really good. Um, their defensive line is actually really, really good too. So um, I just think that they're really gonna get after Mahomes. Like those two Chargers and Broncos, like I think they were like top 10 in defensive line, like DVOA or something like that.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, and I just expect them to take advantage of a Chiefs flawed offensive line next season.
I would agree with you. So I'm assuming that you have the Chiefs at 3 and the Raiders at 4.
Yeah.
So I have the last two is the same as you, but I actually have Denver winning the division.
Oh, Denver.
I think Denver's defense is A1 like it was last year, and they added some pieces. And
Yeah.
I think Bo Nix and his continuation in the Sean Payton offense with the additions they've had. They added some offensive pieces, right? They've added
Yeah.
so I think they take the next step. I think it's finally Denver's time because Denver's had a good defense the last couple of years, right? Even
Hmm.
before Sean Payton went over there, like their defense was consistently solid, right?
Yep.
So to build on that and to keep right continuity, right, which is really important. I think Denver wins. The Chargers, listen, man, like me, I'm always high on Justin Herbert every year. When we do fantasy around, I'm like, hey, Chargers this year, me, I'm high on them every year. I think this year they finished where they're supposed to be, second in the division, right? They finished second last year. I think they'll do it. I believe in Jim Harbaugh, but I'm starting to really remove myself from the hype of Justin Herbert. You know what I mean? Like people are on him a lot, and it's just like, bro, like he hasn't won a playoff game yet, and he's done really poorly in the playoffs. So I think it's a make or
I
break year for the Chargers. I really think so. Does that pressure get to Justin Herbert? I don't know. I just think Denver's defense, I think, will propel him higher. I think, yes, the Chargers are talented. I think they'll be fine offensively, but I think losing Joey Bosa hurts them. I think just that defense is not as strong as Denver's, and as long as Denver's offense can compete with them, I have Denver just a smidge over them, right?
I would agree with that. Yeah, Denver's offense is better than the Chargers offense right now. I
Right now,
just
right? Right now.
yeah,
We're not saying in the last couple of years, right now, right? I
like
think
right now.
that's
Yeah.
you have Sean Payton, you have Bo Nix, you have everything right. I think the one thing that Denver lacks is a little bit of running back, but it's okay. Sean Payton likes to use a dual system, like a committee, right? So
Mm.
I agree with you. I think the Chiefs take a step back, right? And yes, I put him at third, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. But I think that division is going to be played tight, other than the Raiders. But who knows, right? I don't know about the Raiders, but other than the Raiders, right? I think they're still in the bottom. Um, I still think it's going to be a 1 or 2 game in between those three things. It's going to be a very close division. It's not going to be like, the Chiefs I know had 15 this year and it's 11 and 10, right? But I think next year's going to be more like 12, 10, 11. It's going to be very close. It's going to be a very close division. And yes, I think the Chiefs still make the playoffs. I think those three teams can make the playoffs again. Very, very, very much so. I think they have, even though the Chiefs, yes, don't have a strong roster as they might have had a couple years ago, they still have
Mm.
Patrick Mahomes. They still have Andy Reid. They do have
Yep.
Travis Kelsey. They got Chris Jones. They got a bunch of dogs on that team. So I think that can guide them into the playoffs. But I agree, and we know it. Again, to the playoffs, anything happens, right? And we're not talking about playoffs here. We're just talking about division. So I think
It's
bottom two, I agree, but I'm going to flip. I think Denver wins that division.
yeah, it's regular season talk. Yeah, I think it's like this is one of those divisions where the wins in the division are really gonna matter. And I think Denver and the Chargers could squeeze out at least one win against the Chiefs.
I think so
So
too. I think so too, right? I think,
yeah.
especially those Chargers and Chiefs games are always so close, right? And they go
Mm-hmm.
overtime sometimes, and the Chiefs have gotten them better, but I think you're right. Like I think this year the Chiefs pull it up. I mean the Chargers pull it up, but I just I don't know. It didn't impress me. I thought they were gonna be better last year, and they were only 11 wins, and I was like, come on, man. But once again, 11 wins on a first year head coach. I get that. It's fine.
With a roster that he basically like, I mean, it was the same roster from the year before, maybe
True.
some minor tweaks. Um, but I think, yeah, man, I like if they're gonna build on that, I don't know, it's just hard for me to believe that, Jim Harbaugh's not gonna get them at least to the playoffs. But
Sure.
I could see the division, like I could easily see them taking the division, man. Like
Uh,
it's not out of the realm of possibility. And
Obviously,
then yeah, I get the Denver thing. I
but I
get it.
obviously think right, people are gonna be like, you guys are crazy. Why the Chiefs in third place? They got Patrick Mahomes. That's all right. Like once again, I think that right, people are gonna be like, oh my god, right? They compare him to Brady. It's like Brady had a much easier division, right? When he was
Hmm.
this is a little bit different of a division, right? Like better defenses all around. Yes, right. Even what the year the
Dude,
Jets went to the Super Bowl, oh no, the AFC Championship, right? Like that's one and done year, right? This could be one of those years, right? Like you talked about, one of those lax years where they just kind of fall into the rankings, maybe make some noise in the playoffs, but then they come back the year stronger, right? So I can definitely
Yeah,
see that actually happening.
yeah. Dude, there's four Hall of Fame head coaches in that division.
Yeah, yeah.
Sean Payton, Pete Carroll, uh, who else? Jim Harbaugh, Andy Reid. Like, that's a
And like,
that's
and
not what Belichick dealt with.
right,
That's
right. And we see here, we're just like the Raiders are bottom tier. They got Pete Carroll. He can turn that around. You never know. You
yeah,
never know. Especially right with the Raiders, they have a very great D line, and that's so important, right? With Max Crosby on there and those guys, right? So like, and they give that division hell. Like the only reason why the Raiders usually can't win is because they can't score points,
yep,
right?
yeah.
And they give that division hell on defense. They play good games, just that their offense just can't match
Is
what
inept.
their offense is.
Yeah.
But now you had Pete Carroll there, right? With a little bit of Geno Smith where he had success, with a little bit of right Aston Genty, the Raiders might be a little dark horse in that division and make some
Yeah.
noise, right? Do I think they make the playoffs? Still, no.
Nah.
I think they fall short. But now that you said, I've totally blanked on Pete Carroll being there, right? It's just like,
Yeah.
does that alter it a little bit? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows, right? But I
They
think
could be frisky. They like you never know, man.
you never know.
Their
You never know.
teams, all their teams play tough. So
Right, right.
it's
And
gonna
speaking of division that always plays tough, we'll go to the AFC North, right? I
oh,
think
yeah.
that one, I think it's, I'm gonna, I know I have the Bengals winning the Super Bowl in my early predictions. I still
Mm.
don't think they win the division. I think it's still
God.
I still think it's the Ravens to lose, right? So I think the Ravens are one. Then I have the Bengals. It's a really easy division for me. There's no Steelers and the Browns. It's a very easy division for me to sit there until the Bengals can get their shit together in the first 5 games of the season. They are not going to win that division. You
They
can't
never
go
do.
1-4 in that division or 2-3 and expect to win come December. Like the Ravens always start up hot. Even Pittsburgh startups hot. So, but I still think the Ravens are there. I think they're going to be very angry from what happened last year. So I think they're going to come out swinging and they're going to, so I think they're going to win it. I think Joe Burrow is going to will his team, right? I think, especially with those two receivers signing those big contracts, they're going to want to prove it's worth it. So I think they're going to have a massive offensive, right? That Bengals team's going to come down to their defense. Dumb
Yeah.
defense, hold off teams, and Burrow doesn't have to put up 40 effing points every damn week for them to even be in it, right? So I think it's Ravens, Bengals, Pittsburgh. I don't know their damn QB situation. I know it's Mike Tomlin, but like, dude, in that division, with Lamar and Joe Burrow, you need a quarterback to compete. And then the Browns are the Browns. So
Yeah. I had Bengals, but honestly, if Hendrickson leaves, then that really I'm really doubting it. It makes me want to put the Ravens above them.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's like you said, man. Yeah, it depends on the defense. Like how good are they going to be? Because we know that offense is going to click after week 5.
Right,
But
right.
yeah,
But
I mean,
can their defense weather the storm for the first month? Right, go 2-2 and
just
let Joe
buy him
Burrow
enough
and that
time.
offense go on a freaking roll like they do. And Chase Brown, right, is a very viable option now at running back. So like,
Yep,
I think that offense will explode and keep going. It's just, can they weather
can't.
the storm? That's why I can't have them win the division. I think they will go into just like the year they made the Super Bowl, right? Like that's a team that no one wants to play in the Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah,
the playoffs,
they'll just get hot at the end, and they're just gonna
right?
run through
And
everybody.
that goes
Yeah.
through Joe Burrow. That goes through Joe. But you just keep Joe Burrow healthy, right? And I told you this, right? I think he would have won MVP if the Bengals made the playoffs,
Hmm.
right? Like 43 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 5,000
Oh
yards.
yeah,
He would have won the MVP
yeah,
100% if
easily unanimous for sure.
right. So, but again, the Ravens usually get out hot. The Ravens don't usually. They had the hiccup losing to the. Did they lose to the Browns last year? I think they had a hiccup loss to the Browns, but that's a divisional game, right? So I'm not gonna crucify them for that per se. But they usually don't lose division games lately, other than like the Pittsburgh back and forth. But they blow out pretty much all the bad teams. They get their job done. The Bengals don't do that. The Bengals lose to some of the bad teams, and you sit there being like, come on.
Yeah, I know. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. And then that was last year
They're
they
the
got there, and I was like, damn, bro, like I feel bad for him because I'm sitting there I'm like, this defense let this team down. Absolutely, that's 120% it was the defense.
yeah. Next after that. So like I said, I have Bengals at 1, but there's like an asterisk there. but so that's yet to be determined. But then Ravens too. Like you said, I think Lamar is just gonna come back again and just do it all over again. Like the dude, we know what he can do. He's
Right.
legit.
And
He's
people say, "Oh, he can't win playoffs games." I'm sorry, Mark Andrews lost in that playoff. He
yeah.
got him back to that game and had a pass that Mark Andrews should have caught 10 out of 10 times.
Mm,
So I can't sit here and be like Lamar played a bad game because he played a good game that game.
no, I know. But they got Derrick Henry on an extension as well, so that should be great.
Also true.
Yeah. I just I don't know. D Hop, hopefully it makes a difference, but
Yeah.
he's a little older, so I'm not really expecting too much out of him, but
They need to get a true one because they I love Zay Flowers.
he's not a
You
true
know,
one.
he has the receiving record in college for the most receptions in a season at like 157. I think, don't quote me on that number, but he has the record. Like he's better at the slot. That man is a outstanding route runner. And
Hmm
yes, he can be a true number one. I don't doubt that, but he would flourish so much more if they had a true number one. So
I
yes,
just
but
yeah. No, yeah, I think that too. Like I just think that they just have a bunch of guys and they're kind of just like throwing I don't know. They're just throwing stuff at the problem and hoping it sticks, but it's
right,
not they're not like diligently looking for a number one receiver. Like
correct. I agree
it,
with that. So that puts him at a disadvantage come playoff time, in my opinion. So
yeah, I agree. Next I put the Browns, dude, because I put
Pittsburgh
the
last.
I put Pittsburgh last because Pittsburgh's pissing me off because of Aaron Rodgers, and
Oh, fair enough.
that's all personal. That is all personal. I need Aaron
Okay.
Rodgers to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, he's just I don't know, man. Like, are you gonna play or not? Like, it's, and I kind of hope it ends in disaster because of this whole like I'm holding out or I'm just waiting. I'm not making a decision,
Right.
but I'm still talking shit about the Bears like I'm a Packers player. Like
Right.
I don't know. That yeah, it's all personal there.
That's fair.
So
Okay, that's fair. Okay, fair.
yeah.
I'll take that. Fair enough.
Yeah, but Browns three, hoping Shador, at least does something with the opportunity.
Sure.
I think he's gonna win the job for sure.
Yeah,
He's
I agree with you. I don't think anybody else. Or right, he may sit the first like week or two, and then they might just throw him in there after that.
yeah.
Something
Yeah,
like
I agree.
um
So
so yeah, I think the AFC South is next. I think it's the Texans to lose. That division is so bad. Like, listen, I know the Titans got Cam Ward, right? The Jags got the new coach Duval, right? Like all that stuff.
Duval.
They're still going to be the bottom tier, in my opinion, right? Trevor Lawrence has disappointed me because I was a huge Trevor Lawrence fan, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to go into it because it hurts me because, as you know, I'm also a Clemson fan, and boo, right? Obviously, but I think it's the Texans to lose. I think they got better in the offseason. I think that's the division, right? I think you know they had a down year. That was CJ Stroud. It's fine. He didn't play the best, but he got him to the playoffs. Um, I think I think it's the Colts, but not. It's going to be a one game division this year. I think Anthony Richardson finally gets his shit together. I like the guy. I think he finally gets it together. He's healthy, right? And then I think it's the Titans and the Jags. I think that's the NFC South for me. Like I just think it's the Texans to lose. Everybody else is battling for second place.
Man, you think Anthony Richardson's gonna get it together? No way.
I like him a lot. I just saw the raw talent, and maybe it's because he's the Colts. Maybe if he was with a better coach or something like that. I like his raw potential, and maybe just I just like the kid. I think he's a great player. I think he's really talented. And just yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's got crazy arm strength, but it's just the accuracy issues and
Sure,
like stuff like that is hard to fix once you get into the league. And
sure.
especially if you're like a first round pick, like you don't really have the luxury of time on your side to fix things like that. So
Agreed. And yeah, and I think yeah, and I think the Colts taking them at 4 overall. I understand, right? Like they were in a
I
rebuild, right? We're trying. I get it, but it's just like
yeah,
that's. I still think it's a little too early for. I don't want to call him a project, but that's what it was, right? It's like the Mitch Trubisky stuff. Only like X number of times that he started in college. You know what I mean? And what he he only played X amount of games since high school, so he didn't even play that many games going to the, and that's why I still think I
Yeah.
think if he gets that experience and he keeps repetition and the culture, are kind of in limbo. I don't know what they are. Are they a playoff team? Right? They had 8 wins last year, but are they not? Right? Like who
Hmm.
knows? So they're a scrappy team, but I think giving Anthony Richardson some more time in the league to keep getting games under their belt because they're not in win mode now, right? So just keep building around him, keep building it, or at least build something where you can have another quarterback, right, in 2 3 years if you decide to take one, right? So
Yeah.
I think if he gets a little bit more games under his belt, the potential is there. But at the end of the day, it's like, hey man, you're number one, you're top 10 pick, top 5 pick. You don't have that big of a leash anymore. In
I don't fault them for like taking the pick, for
agreed,
taking him because
agreed.
it's better than what we did taking Mitch because Mitch was more of like a low ceiling kind of guy, At least Richardson he had the potential to be really, really good
True,
if
true.
he hit. The
I,
problem is so far he hasn't hit. So I mean that's just sometimes you get it, sometimes he's Patrick Mahomes, sometimes he's Will Levis, dude. Like that's
Mhm.
just what happens.
Right, right, right. No,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I have the Texans and then the Titans too, which I kind of want to flip them with the Jags, but I'm kind of a Cam Ward believer.
I like the kid. I think the kid's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. I think the Titans did well with this one. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah, I think I kind of hope that they're really good.
Yeah,
But I could easily see Jacksonville taking number two.
yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
yeah, just because of Travis Hunter, they got BTJ, Brian Thomas Jr. and
Yeah,
still have Travis Etienne. Their defense is okay. It's still like I think they could still add pieces, but I
sure.
mean it might have to be next offseason.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, Jaguars at 3 and then Colts at 4.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Which leaves us the AFC East. I think it's the Bills to lose,
Hmm.
right? But I
Yeah.
think I think the Pats are back, dog. I think the Pats are
You
back.
had them at 2 too?
I
No
got them
way.
at two. I think they're back, man. I think the Bills are Bills, but I think the Patriots are gonna be right on that ass this year, man. I
Yeah,
really
I
think so.
agree.
I think as much as right, I'm happy the Bears got Ben Johnson. Mike Vrabel is my second choice. I'm like, if we don't get Ben, I want Mike Vrabel, right? I think that
Mike
guy's a
Vrabel.
great coach. I think it's a perfect jolt what the Patriots need from the last couple of guys they've had.
Hmm.
Drake may prove that he's a baller. He proved that he can go out there and sling that ball. You got some good receivers. The one thing that's going to concern me is Stephon Diggs because it's Stephon Diggs and his attitude. That's the one thing that's going to concern me. Um,
God. Yeah.
but he's the number one there. So I think not that the fact that he's the number one, he's going to get the ball a lot. He's going to get a lot of targets. So I think he'll shut up and play ball. So just because he's a diva at times and it frustrates me. But I think it's Bills. I think it's the Pats. Then I think it's the Jets and then the Dolphins.
That's exactly what I had.
JET and my boy Justin, my boy
Justin.
Justin. I am so excited for him to go crazy. I think he's gonna have a good season. Like I said, I'm not, me, I'm a Justin believer guy. I've always been. Um, I'm really excited for him. Honestly, like I have them only like one game behind the Patriots in that division. Like I said, until someone knocks off Josh Allen, he's a reigning MVP. Until someone knocks him off in that division, I
It's hard to see him like
right,
not
right.
winning it. Yeah,
I
I
can't,
agree.
right? So I think then the Pats, and then the Jets, and the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are cooked, man. I think McDaniels is out. I think he's done after.
This is
Been
yeah.
I don't. Tua is not the answer, unfortunately, and it's not his fault. I mean, that boy just. I mean, we're not gonna go into his injuries, but yeah, I think they finished last in that division.
Yeah. They've been trending down lately. They haven't looked too great. I know they dropped 53 on Denver like 2 years ago, but like it hasn't been great ever since then.
Right, right, right,
So
right.
yeah, I had Bills 1, Pats 2 for the same reason because of Rabel.
Yeah.
Um just be like his detail is crazy, man. Like he
Mm.
knows the rule, he'll study the rule book.
Oh
He
yeah.
he he'll get his guys.
I mean, look what he did with Tennessee. He had Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback and got to the AFC Conference Championship game.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I get they had Derrick Henry, but like it's Ryan Tannehill. Like,
Yeah.
let's be
Still
honest.
finished as the 1 seed.
Right,
Like
right. And
like
you know what the biggest thing is they had, I think in my opinion, the best draft.
Hmm.
They had the draft that I wanted for the Bears. The first two picks were where I wanted for the Bears, and I sat there. I'm just like, ah, damn it!
Mm.
Like, especially this, I want Hendrickson, right? Like,
Henderson,
and
Henderson,
and
yeah,
and he was supposed to be that pick, but they picked him right before, before us. So then we traded for, Luther, which is fine. I'm excited for that too. But I think because of that draft, because of Mark Vrabel, I think they're going to be in second. I agree with you. I think they're going to have a great jump this year.
yeah. I think so too. Do you know that the Bears are actually trying to trade up with them? I think it was like a sixth or a seventh.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I guess they knew they were
Right.
gonna take him too. So
Right. 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 Right.
yeah. Um, Fun fact about Vrabel actually, I found this. This was like a couple months ago when I was doing research on him.
Hmm.
His his challenge percentage was at 52.8%. So he would win half of his challenges,
Well, it's not bad.
which which is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good
I
number.
think most coaches is at like 30. So
Yeah. 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 I'm telling you, he's a football guy through and through, and he's been he's been part of winning Super Bowls when he was with the Pats. So like he knows what it takes, and that is that's an organization that likes its traditions. So I think it's gonna be perfect. I think the Jets with Fields, I think that Fields and Garrett Wilson connection is gonna be great. I think it's gonna be awesome.
oh
Uh,
yeah.
but it's still the Jets.
I
I don't think they take that next step. And then the Dolphins, like I said, I think they're in disarray. Tyreek wants to leave. I think their experiment failed when Tua got hurt. So,
Yeah. They don't look good anymore.
right.
So yeah.
Right.
That's yeah, so yeah, Jets, I had the same thoughts on that. Like I think Justin's just gonna D Garrett Wilson's gonna have a DJ year, how that one year that they were
Mhm.
together. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think that's what's gonna
Mhm.
happen. He's just gonna lock in on him and just keep firing. And then that
Right.
Brees Hall, you know,
Right.
pick
Right.
him for fantasy. So
Correct. And then
because
also, right, Justin's gonna have his rushing yards, right? Like that's
yeah,
and Brees Hall's a good running back, so people are gonna have to worry about that kind of right that dual threat read option, right? If
that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
yeah, and who knows, right? Like that might give teams trouble, right? If Fields gets his accuracy down and he gets time to throw and stuff like that, like it's going to, and that's what made him good at OSU, right? That
Yeah.
touchdowns in that semifinals game against that really good Clemson team, right?
His
Like
deep ball, man. His deep ball
deep
has
ball is
always been
great.
really good.
You give him that time, and you give him that space, and the guy gets that separation. Like he's gonna do well. So I sat there and I did juggle. Like, do the Jets get second? And yes, that's a little bit biased. Like I know you put the Pittsburgh at like last in the division because of right feelings. I just think Justin in the right mindset and the right thing and an organization that's gonna believe in him. I think he'll do fine. But once again, their coach is not Mike Vrabel and it's not Josh Allen and the Bills. So I think they take the third spot.
Yeah, for sure. All
Cool.
right.
Awesome. So the next topic, I just want to rant on this. I told Monzo this, but we're going to rant on this for a second before we go into our big thing, which is the Bears schedule. Is
Mhm.
as you all know in Chicago sports media, that article that's coming out, right? I mean, the book that's coming out about, an interview with Caleb and him dodging the Bears and wanting to work around. I just wanted to get my two piece. I'm very happy at this point of recording this. Caleb actually has come and damn addressed it because I was about to send him a very tweet on X and be like, "Can you please just address this because it's so annoying." I think the biggest thing, honestly, my biggest problem with it was everyone was making a big deal about him not wanting to come to Chicago. I told you this in person. I wouldn't want to come to Chicago.
Yeah.
With the disarray that it was. Are you kidding me? What the disarray and dysfunction, like, right? It's like where quarterbacks want to die, right? And yes, like as a number one overall pick, and I get it, right? Like everyone's like, "Oh my god, his dad's gonna talk to him." Guess what? His dad's his agent. He doesn't have an agent. Like
Hmm.
he doesn't have an agent. He goes to his people who are close to him for that stuff. And obviously, right, a dad's gonna want him to succeed. And yes, it sucks that it was our Chicago Bears, right? But I think the Chicago media is also to play here. They like to do that stuff. They like to twist and turn. Like Chicago media is just as bad as New York media. Like let's
Yeah.
put that shit out there. Like I've lived in Chicago my entire life, been a sports fan of everything, and they are just as bad as New York media, right? So like my thing was they kept hyping this up, and I told you this in person, right? Like a couple weeks ago. I was super angry that no one is focusing on the fact that this man watched film by himself and no one gave him guidance. Like He is a rookie. He is your number one overall pick. Supposed to lead this franchise with an actual quarterback to playoffs and promise, and we haven't had since Sid Luckman. Sid Luckman, like,
Hmm.
are you serious?
Yeah.
And you want to sit here and focus on he didn't want to come in Chicago over the fact that no one sat with him in film and teach him how to read defenses. It makes so much more sense why some of his throws were just airmails and bad reads and stuff like that, right? Like it makes so much more sense now. And I think now with Ben Johnson, who's super damn detail oriented, oh, this league, if Caleb gets that shit and he's supposed to be what he's supposed to be, and I think he is, oh, like a lot of people are in for a rude awakening.
Yeah. I I agree with that last point. I think people took the film thing out of context like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw Acho was saying that like, oh, you don't know how to watch film? Like, how did you even get to the league? Like, I don't know. They blew it out of proportion. I think
Yeah. Acho's a
and
hater.
Acho is definitely a Caleb hater.
Yes.
But in his response, like, and it's kind of what I figured it would be like. He just he was trying to look for like more efficient ways of watching it,
Yes. Yes.
like, and that's where I do put it on the Bears because like since last season, I was begging for them to get a veteran quarterback in the QB, like someone who's been around
Yeah.
multiple systems, like that can show him like tips and tricks, like
Mm-hmm.
the same thing that they did for Mitch, with Mark Sanchez. Like
Right.
that was perfect. But we had Tyson Bagent in there who's only known one system and
Mm-hmm.
was an undrafted free agent. Like that's a
Mm-hmm.
completely different like
Right.
experience. And like I just I can't believe like that got taken out of context, right?
Right.
Like I don't know. I thought it was so stupid, but
I agree with you
um
because think about it, right? Like, first of all, Mr. Acho, like he knows how to read defenses. He had to get to it, right? He threw 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns. You don't do that without reading a defense. Like,
exactly.
you know what I mean? But you're right. I think it's how do you work around this? How do you watch what you need to watch? This stuff like build
Yeah.
that repetition because yeah, you as much as you need to spend as field time, you also do you have to work on also getting ready and we're focusing on the other defenses, right? So it's a quick, quick. What's the word I'm looking for? Go around in the NFL, right? It's like you play your
Mm,
game, next day you get your off day, film day, and then you have to go right into practicing for the next game, right? So it's like, how do you pick up the shortcuts, right? I think with Ben Johnson, it's going to work. I think having Declan
yeah.
Bauer, who worked under Sean Payton in Denver, right? Like Sean Payton's a quarterback guru, like he had Drew Brees, and look what,
Hmm.
you know what I mean, and look what he did with 1 year with Bo Nix. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like I think that quarterback room, that coaching room with that is going to be a lot more. It's like I said, that Dennis Allen, Ben Johnson is not going to have to worry about defense once so damn ever. Dennis Allen was a head coach and he was a great defensive coordinator. Ben Johnson,
Even yeah, even special teams,
right?
Hightower, yeah.
Hightower is right there. So he's not going to have to worry about that. So he can sit there with Caleb and dissect film constantly, right? Until Caleb gets it right. And I think that is the most important part right here. Not, oh, he fell in love with Pat O'Donnell. Pat O'Donnell's a great effing coach. Like, is it Kevin O'Connell?
Kevin O'Connell.
Sorry, Pat O'Donnell. I don't know why I was thinking Pat O'Donnell. Kevin O'Connell is a hell of a coach. Like, look what he did with Sam Darnold last year. Like,
Hmm.
this man is a great coach. Of course, a young rookie would like to play with him, right? And you also have Justin Jefferson on your side, right? Like, come on, like,
Yeah.
who wouldn't want that, right? But the thing I love about Caleb is he went, met with the Bears, and went to his dad and said, "All right, enough of that crap. I can be the quarterback of the Chicago Bears."
He said he could do it. And
And that's
that's
all I need from my quarterback.
yeah,
Everything else is garbage, in my opinion. Leave it
that
there. It's in
yeah.
the past. Like this man came in at 23, said, you know what? I'm going to lead this graveyard of a city for quarterbacks
Hmm.
to break 4,000 yards next season. We're going to have our first ever one, and we're going to talk about him. And he said, whether he wins a Super Bowl in 5, 10, whatever he is, he's going to be the best quarterback. I know it's not saying much, but he's owned the city, right? And even before he came out, right, of the and spoke like that week or earlier, the week before, he was going out and meeting with the high schoolers and stuff like that. He's throwing himself into the city, and
Yeah,
that's
he was
what
at
is
Whitney Young.
important.
Yeah.
That's what's important, and that's what Chicago media should be focusing on. Not, oh, he didn't want to play here. He saw it around, going around. Guess what? He's here.
Yeah.
He's
This is
here.
a complete media story, dude.
Right.
Like we don't care. I like the typical fan all at least I could speak for myself. Like I don't really care, dude. He's here. Like
He's here.
he's
It's over.
here. We yeah, the Flus era's over. Like whatever. We got Ben Johnson.
Right.
Let's focus on that. How is he doing there?
Correct. And look at his rookie season, right? It was Shane Waldron, right? Then it was Brown, and then it was someone else again. Like he had
Hmm.
what, two, three offensive coordinators in his first year. Like,
Yeah. Three
come
offensive
on.
coordinators, two head coaches in his first year.
Come on. Like, no one's gonna thrive in that goddamn system. I don't care if I don't care, right? Like he did the best he could, and people are gonna be like, well, he's number one overall pick. Look at Jaden Daniels. Did you see the function of the Commanders? That was a well-oiled damn machine. They knew exactly what they were doing, right? They should have hot, like they got Dan Quinn, they got people around him, all this stuff. They surrounded Jaden Daniels with what he needed. While the Bears were here picking their noses and Eberflus saying, "Oh, I didn't call a timeout because it wasn't that important before the Hail Mary." Like what?
And that's yeah.
That's all
That
you need to know.
let's not forget that they were 4-2 before that moment. And
Right.
they were on the cusp of winning that game
And being five
with
and two.
with Eberflus as their head coach,
Right.
which
And
is
Caleb won that game
crazy.
twice. Caleb won that game twice. They
Yeah,
won
he did.
and Doug Kramer fumbled, right? And then
Hmm.
they won that game, and then fucking
Came
Stevenson,
back.
I think is a great corner, needs to get his ass on the defense and wait till that damn whistle's done before you start talking your talk.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
I know. I know. That's why I said this is a complete media story.
Yeah.
Like nobody really I don't really care because like you said he could do it. He wanted to come here. That's all I care about.
Agreed. Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I needed to get that rant out. So our last topic of the day, which I think is going to be super exciting, is we're going to go through the schedule and we're going to talk about if we agree on if the Bears win these games and if they lose and what the record is.
Oh God.
So obviously, right, I am not excited to start the season on Monday night. I am absolutely terrified. Because it's Monday night, we know how it goes on Monday night. But I do think they squeak out this win against the Vikings.
You think it's a win?
I think it's a win, but it's like it's a 3-point win. It is a field goal. And the only reason why I say that is because I think we're not going to have what we had with Eberflus, where these guys are going to come out flat and not ready to play. Because that's what's happened the last 2 years with Eberflus. They've come out flat, complete garbage, right? Like, yes, we went to that 2 games, right, when they got smoked by the Packers right at home. And then last week, right, they came out and they barely beat the Titans because it's Will Levis and the Titans, right? So like they needed a miracle for that. But I think Ben Johnson's gonna have these guys ready. And I think right, Caleb's gonna want to go there and prove it. Like, okay, this is it, right? This is our team, this is our city. And I really think they're gonna squeak out a win against the Vikings.
I got him winning against the Vikings as well. I don't know how Ben Johnson does against oh God, who's their defensive coordinator? He's really good.
Brian Flores.
Brian Flores. Brian Flores. Yeah,
I
I
mean, well, I
haven't
mean, look at what Ben Johnson's done with the Lions against them.
yeah, he's I well that's what I mean. Like I don't know. I know that they've squeaked out a couple of wins and they've been really close, but like that's what I mean. I from the reports, like this is how detailed they're getting, dude. From the reports that I'm hearing in like from camp is like he's not even letting them run the play if they don't come out of the huddle ready to go.
Yeah,
Like he'll send their asses back
yeah,
and just to keep get doing it and doing it. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is exactly what we were looking for. Like this
right.
is exactly what they need.
And I think they're
And
gonna come out guns a blazing that Monday night.
I think so
I
too.
know the Vikings had a good defense. They added a lot. You know what I mean?
It's a
Maybe they
good
start.
team.
It's a good team. It's a great team. They were a 14-win team last year. Like,
Yeah.
but also, right? The wild card is how's JJ McCarthy going to be?
Yeah. It's a tough spot for a rookie. Well, essentially a rookie on the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he hasn't played one game in the NFL yet. It's to be a rookie in the road in a hostile environment, right? Like in a divisional matchup on Monday night. Like,
Hmm.
so that's going to be interesting. I do think they squeak that out. Next week, the week after against Detroit, they lose that game in Ben Johnson's return home to Detroit.
Oof. It's an afternoon game. Yeah.
I have them
I'm
losing.
gonna say
This is my opinion. I don't. You obviously right. You're different, but I have them losing just because I think yes, and I know the Lions just lost their center as he retired surprisingly, but I think Dan Campbell's going to have those boys roll in that game, and they're going to want to prove a point that they're just as good or better without Ben Johnson.
I'm gonna say loss for now.
Okay.
Um, but just because I think they're gonna win the second game at home against them. So for now I'm gonna say loss. So yeah, 1-1.
Okay.
We got 'em.
What about week after? What do you think?
Week after against the Cowboys, that's a W.
I
I do not buy into the Cowboys. I think
I
we're
can't.
gonna
I
whoop
can't. I
their
can't.
ass.
I
Yeah.
can't. I can't. Yeah. I know they're the Cowboys, but what do they do this offseason? Side of what? A snapper and a tight end, like.
Yeah. Yeah. Jerry's running that team like, and he's running it into the ground. Like
Right. Agreed.
it's
Agreed.
yeah. That's 2-1.
I think it's 2-1. I think they beat the Raiders.
Raiders
Yeah, I think they win.
in Vegas, 325.
I think they win, man.
I think they win. Yeah.
Think they win.
Yeah. Squeeze out against Pete Carroll and Ashton Genty.
I think so. I think so. I in that predicament, right? It's honestly like, is the Raiders offense going to be that good to put up points?
Hmm.
And this is all in speculation that the Ben Johnson offense clicks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that, so yeah, I think they're 3-1 at that point going into is this a Monday night matchup, right? Against the Commanders?
This is the revenge game, the Hail Mary game.
Bro, I don't know. Like I want them
I
to, but I think
I'm
Caleb,
gonna I'm gonna put a win.
you are, oh
Yeah.
man,
I've
that was a tough
officially
one,
become
man.
Dude, I've officially become a Commanders hater, man. I don't think you realize how bad that loss hit me.
Oh,
That
I
was
know, I know. You're not. Yeah, I know. I trust me. I'm a Commanders hater too, but I gotta give it to Jaden Daniels, man. That kid balls. He balled out in that game. No, he had just as bad stats as fucking
it,
as Caleb, right? And people won't be like, oh, if it wasn't for that 60-yard Hail Mary, the stats were just as equal, and Caleb with that win is a different story. So I agree with you, but I just with the additions the Commanders have, I I I don't want to say loss, but I'm going to put a loss, unfortunately.
all right.
I
All
think
right.
I think they're
I got
three
him
and
four
two.
and one. You got him 4-2.
3-2, 3-2.
Is it 3-2?
Yeah, yeah. They'll be 4-2 against the Saints. They'll win
Oh yeah,
that
three
one.
and two.
They'll be 4-2 against the
Four and two.
Saints.
Oh yeah. All right. So yeah, Saints. I got him winning.
I just that thing. Who's their quarterback? Right, that guy they drafted in from Louisville. Who knows?
Yeah.
He might be good. He might be good. Kellen Moore. Hey, Kellen Moore. He's a new head coach, right? Because
Yeah. He's the new
Dennis
head
Allen.
coch.
Yeah, Dennis Allen is our DC, so he said I want to get some revenge against those guys too. So I think that is. So they're 4-2 there. I think they lose against the Ravens.
Ah.
Dog, no, dog, don't do it.
All right, all right. This is gonna be the second L. Just because I think I'm saying win too much. This is the second L for me.
I have them at 4-3 right now. I think through those games, I think they beat the Bengals. I think they beat the Bengals. They win
You
one of
think they
those
beat the
games against
Bengals?
the Bengals or Ravens. I don't know which one it
I
is.
that was my thing. Like it's either or. I don't know which one they're gonna win, but one of those two.
Yes, yes. Either one of those teams, they're going to swip, right? So right now I have them at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7, 8. I have them at 5-3 right now through the first 8.
Yeah, yeah. They're at 5-3 for me as well.
Right. So 5-3. I think they beat the Giants.
Giants 6-3. That's what I
Right.
have them.
I
Yeah.
think they're the Vikings. This one, I think they lose this one.
You think they lose?
I think Minnesota. Right. I don't know.
I mean, I could see it because they got enough time in between to make adjustments. So I'm gonna say,
I think they lose that game. I think they're 6-4.
yeah, I'm gonna say loss.
Right. I
So
think they beat the Steelers.
I hope they beat the
I
Steelers.
think they do beat the Steelers. I think they do. I think, especially right. If Rodgers comes and if he does play for the Steelers and he comes there, I know Rodgers plays against the Bears, but I think
That's why
I
that's
think
why I want
Caleb's
them to be.
I
Yeah,
think Caleb's gonna be there and be like, you know what? This is a new era. Enough of this crap. Enough of this. Oh, you're not playing anymore here. This is I'm owning this division. I'm
yeah,
owning right this, and I think he's gonna
yeah.
start with that.
Yep. Yeah. I hope so. I hope they play against each other, man. That'd be really,
Yeah.
that'd be really fucking
I,
cool.
I think they lose in Philly. I'm not
Uh,
gonna. You could if you want to win, that's fine. But I don't see them going into Philly.
okay, this is where I think it gets interesting.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say win in Philly. All right. I got them winning in Philly,
Okay.
and then I got them losing in Lambeau that next
Oh,
week.
I have a gentleman sweep of the Packers this year, so they win both games in Lambeau. I mean,
Oh
in Lambeau, and they
wow.
win in
Wow.
Chicago.
No
The
way.
tide has changed.
Dang.
I think because guess what? It would have been a gentleman sweep if the field goal wasn't blocked.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It would have been a gentleman sweep. So why can't they do it again?
I could see them having a chance. I just, in Lambeau in December, I Matt LaFleur hasn't lost a game in December. So,
Fair.
or it was something like that. Like he's got like 20 wins or something like that. So,
All right.
yeah.
So I have them right now. I have them. Let's see. That's 13 games. I have them at 8-5 through the first Packers game.
All right. Wait, what did you say? You said loss in Philly
I think lost in Philly, win in Green Bay.
and Steelers win.
Yeah,
I think I have them. Hold on. My counting's off.
that's fine. Yeah, I'm 8-5 with the last four games of the season left.
Two, three, four, 8, 9. I have them 9-5.
That's the math wrong.
I
Let me see.
I'm pretty sure my math is wrong.
Because right now there's which by the Packers game that's week 14, then 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. So that should be 8-5. I have them. So
Okay.
you should have them in 9-4 then, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they beat the Browns,
Beat the Browns
right? So that puts me at
at home.
yeah, 9-5.
Wait, you said that they beat the Browns.
Yeah,
So
they
wouldn't
beat the
that put you
Browns.
at
That
yeah,
puts me at
that
9 because I only have 8 wins right now.
oh, you had them at 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think the
That's 10
Browns
and
win, right? That's 9-5. I think they beat the Packers. That puts me at 10-5 right now with the last 2 weeks.
yeah. That means I have them at 11-4.
Right. And then I have them
Yeah.
losing in San Francisco. I just
Yeah, this is tough. Not the Niners.
I have
Jeez. Yeah.
I have them losing in San Francisco. I have them. So that I
I
just they never play well in San Francisco. You were at that game last year.
They did when Jay was playing, man. They beat him. They beat him when they had the squad, when they had a
In a
what's his name?
monsoon. In a monsoon.
No, no, when Jay well, that one was like recent. That was the monsoon.
Fair,
But
fair, fair.
when Brandon Marshall and Jay Cutler took over, when they had Alden
Oh,
Smith or is it
true,
Alden Smith?
true.
What
Yeah,
was it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that when that team was it was just going freaking crazy. I
No,
think that you know what? Dang. You put me in a bind here, man.
I
This is
just, I just,
tough.
I just, I think after coming right, I think after coming off a big win against Green Bay again, I think they'll be, like I said, they'll be 10-4 at that point, no, 10-5 at that point, and I think they lose this game because they beat Detroit, and I think they end off the season 11-6.
Oh God. Yeah, you know what? I have them at 12-5.
I mean, it's one or two games, but I think this okay. As much as this hard, right? This division, I mean, this the schedule is because they have what the second rated hard division. I mean, schedule, in
Mm,
the league. But so like the way I thought about it, right, is okay. You take care of the Raiders, you take care of the Saints, you take care of the Browns, and you take care of the Giants. That is automatically 4 wins, right? You take
hmm
care of those four teams. That is 4 wins right there, right? You split against the Vikings, that's 5. You split against the Lions, that's 6. Right. I think you clean sweep the Packers, but that's me. Right. So you put them at 8. And then all the other games, right, between the Bengals, the Ravens, the Commanders, the Cowboys, and the Steelers, those can go either way, right? Those are non-divisional games, right? So I think those either way, but I think they go 11-6. I don't think they win the division. I still think the Lions win the division by one game. I think it's a 12 win. And I think the Vikings come back down to earth a little bit.
Hmm.
But I think they go 11-6 and sticks in the wild card. I really think that's what it is, you know. And I always say like, oh, they always are gonna have 10 wins. Like that's always my basis is 9 to 10 wins. But I just and maybe I'm putting too much hope with Ben Johnson. Maybe that's what I'm doing, and that's okay that I'm doing because fool's hope is a fool's hope anyway.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think they go 11-6 and make the wild card, man.
I think where they really got to make their money is at home. Like
Yeah.
they need to really win at home because that away schedule is brutal.
Yeah,
At Philly,
agreed.
at Cincy, at the Ravens, at Washington, at Lions, at Packers. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm really angry. We have to play both the Bengals and Ravens away. Like I wish one of those games was at home.
Yeah, that's kind of weird that not Philly, Bengals, and Ravens, like
Right, right.
all
They're all
three.
away, and the
Yeah.
Commanders too. Like why couldn't the Commanders game be at home? We already played them in Washington last year.
Yeah, they usually alternate, so that is kind of weird, but I guess they want like a revenge game type of thing. It's a
It's
Monday night.
whatever, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, I think you have them 12-5. I have them 11-6. Either way, we both have them making the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And I know you haven't won the division. I think no, you have the Lions, right? Then you said the Bears second.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
the Lions, but the Bears second.
But
Oh, actually, I think that changed for me because of Ragnow.
yes, and that's I was about to bring that up. Like with that being when that guy leaving, like that man is a dog at center. He's one of the best centers, if not the best center in the league, right? And
Yep.
well, Cam
One of
Jordan.
the best centers in the league for sure.
Yeah, the ego centers might have something to say about that, but I think you remove him and it's just like ooh, that's another piece that they've lost.
Hmm. Yeah, this is all gonna really come down to the coordinator. Like, how well can you do with these pieces now? It's definitely not the same offense.
Mm-mm.
Like this, they're gonna need some fixes on the offensive line and hope nobody gets injured.
I,
'Cause
I I agree with you 100%, and I know you looked at me crazy for winning both games against Green Bay, but I think
the
Caleb's tasted Green Bay blood and it's over.
so the only reason why I think that's possible is one because of that, right? Because he already knows what it's like. So, and they split the games last year.
And he should have been
They
2
were
and 0, and we would have been honestly. If they beat the Packers twice last year and won both those games, I didn't care if we went 6 and fucking 11. We beat the Packers twice, and I would have been like, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, we beat them once, and that was good enough for me.
Right,
So,
right. I sat and we beat them at home, and we made them play Philadelphia round one, and they got their butts clapped.
yeah. So,
I was happy. I'm like, Coolio,
yeah.
Caleb, you did your job. Packers have 0 wins in this new year. Bears have one, so thank you for making my
1 to
Christmas
0
time
in
a good time.
2025.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. So I
Yeah.
think you're right. It's gonna be interesting because I really think like it's all gonna come down to right how well it meshes, right? And I told you I think as well. I know I had them 3-1 for the first 4 games, but I told you right. I'll take 2-2. You know what I mean? And and I hope Chicago right media doesn't panic. 2-2 with the new OC is gonna be with the new offensive coordinator, new offensive coach period, right? New head coach. I think even if we go 2-2 in the first month of the season, I'll take that. I'll be happy with that, right? But if they
Yeah.
do 3-1, that's great. I mean, you start to pull away, and I think the most important thing is something Caleb learned last year. I think is going to turn well into this year, especially in those tight games. Is he himself knows how to close out games.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we've seen that already.
He's brought
That
those
was
back. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, that was the one thing I always had against Justin. Like he was good maybe 1, 2, 3 most of the time. Sometimes, it was hit or miss, but like once that fourth quarter hit, QBR dropped. He was at like a 30. It was
Right,
just he could never close out games. Like he
right.
couldn't bring us back.
And people
And
want to say, "Oh, Caleb's come a lot in games where it's like, well, time out. Like the Commanders game, he won us both. He brought us back for that Vikings game. He went into Detroit on Thanksgiving, and if it wasn't for a clock, once again, Eberflus f up, like they have a chance to take that game into overtime or even win it, right? Like
mm,
he's proven in division games, right? He went toe to toe, right? Everyone's just like, oh, you know, they beat Green Bay because they had right their backups. The backups didn't play. They
yeah.
played the half of the game.
The
Like
starters started the game because
right.
they wanted to win
They
that
needed to
game.
win that game because they knew if they they would have played Philly. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like stop that
Yeah.
crap, right? You went into Lambeau, beat you guys. should have been a flag on jumping over the snapper's head, right? Like that is a documented penalty, what was missed, right? So I don't want
Yeah.
to hear Green Bay Packers fans. You know what I mean? Is take this L and hold it because guess what? Jordan Love ain't your guy. Simple, simple.
I'm
Yes.
I'm still hesitating there. All right. We're he's a guy.
I don't
I
think
just think our guy is better.
I
Like,
agree. I agree. I
yeah.
think our guy is better. Jordan Love can barely. Again, granted, he missed like 3 games last year, but he barely did anything. And I'm telling you, it's Matt LaFleur is the key to that team.
He's definitely he's done he's really put that team in positions to succeed.
Right.
And I do think last year what we saw was like defenses catching up to Jordan Love. But I mean, there's still a chance he
Sure.
could
I'm
still
not saying
figure
he's
it
going to
out.
be bad. The guy can throw and he has good throws, but both times he's gone to the playoffs. Sure, he went into the Cowboys and beat the Cowboys, but it's the damn Cowboys. Like,
hmm
do I
They
expect
were the seventh seed too, right? Both
Right. Yeah.
times. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
then yeah, he sure up he went a toe to toe with San Francisco, but they still took the L. He played ass. You know what I mean? He played poor against Philly when I mean everyone was gonna play poor against Philly. But yeah, but I think you're right. Our guy's better, and I think it's a gentleman's sweep, and I don't care because
yeah.
Packers suck.
So that's what I was gonna get to. So it's interesting because that between those two games is like a 10-day span. What is it? Like a 13-day span. So
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
expect if we win the first game, I wouldn't expect too many adjustments for the next game. And the same thing kind of goes for the Packers. Like
Right.
I don't expect them to make too many adjustments, but like
Sure.
it could I could easily see a sweep, but
Yeah. Well,
one
and
and
look at
one.
and the reason why I also implemented right. The reason why it influenced my decision is look at Ben Johnson against that defense.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I think they win get that Monday night game against the Vikings. Like, look what he did with Jared Goff. And granted, that offensive line now is a little bit different, right, with all the signings, and that's why I'm like, you got to give him some time to mesh. That's why I was really on the fence about squeaking that win against the Vikings, right? Because that offensive line is going to be the first time playing all together against that really good Vikings defense, right?
Yeah.
But even last year, right, with a crappy offensive line, right? Caleb almost won in overtime, came back, right, and did that. So like, I
The
think
heavy blitz defense too, man. Like
and guess
it
what? Ben Johnson likes fast anyway.
yeah. They're what's working on their side is that they have this at home. So, you know,
Hmm.
there shouldn't be any issues with the snap count, like, any
Right.
of those pre pre procedures, like when they're in their formation, getting into their formations, the
Hmm.
huddles, everything
Hmm.
like that. Like it
Hmm.
should be relatively smooth.
Agreed.
But
Agreed.
yeah,
All right. Bears and playoffs is what I'm hearing. That's what we're hearing. I think playoffs come back to Chicago. Not do I think they have a home game? I don't think so. But I think the Bears finally get to the playoffs and we get to watch a game in January that's not the last game of the season.
I just want meaningful games in December, man.
And that's cool with me too, right? If they go right, there's a good possibility they get 10 wins, they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a good. But if they go 10-7 and take care of their business, and Caleb goes for 30 touchdowns, over 4,000 yards, like as much as I'll be disappointed they didn't make the playoffs, I'm also super happy with that.
hmm
Like 10 wins should hypothetically get you in the playoffs. Like that should hypothetically, right? But like some years it comes down to matchups and the small little things, right? And once again, does Ben Johnson being a head coach first time influence a little bit? Maybe. I mean, it's a good possibility, but I think he did a really good job at building, right? With Declan Doyle, with Dennis Allen, with Eric Ben-Ami, right? With all these guys who have been on winning teams, have been
Antoine
on
Randall, yeah,
correct. They've had people who have played at the highest level at the highest games, and I think it's going to take so much pressure. So that's why I have them with that 11 wins because I don't think we're going to have those blunders that we did last year. And
I
how many
agree.
blunders cost us games, right? Like as much
Yeah,
as we went 5-12, even Fitz could have saved his job if he was competent as a head coach.
yeah,
Simple,
I
period.
I agree. I mean, just look at what we're hearing out of camp right now. Like if they're getting sent back to the huddle and just for pre-snap procedures, like
Yeah,
that's.
You got to get it right.
You got
Stop
to
with
get
the
it right.
penalties, right? Like you got to get it right, right? I think what
Mm,
Detroit's offensive line was one of the least penalized, right, in the league, right? Because
yeah,
why? It's repetition, repetition, repetition. It's not, oh, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to be your coach. I'm here to win football games,
yeah,
not to be your friends. I think Eberflus had too much of that lax kind of, stuff.
yeah,
You can still have fun, right? It's important to have fun, but at the end of the day, if you're not winning games and meaningful games in December, you're right. Like, what are we doing here?
yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right, everyone. That's this episode. I think, I think the Bears make the playoffs is the end of this conversation. I think that's the go-to. But yeah, it's all for today. Hope you all good ones and see you to next episode.
All right. Later.
Later, later.